What's up, guys? This is Emmanuel coming from Team DBZ Biscuit, coming at you with a Qliphort deck profile for the 2015 ban list. To get started, running 2 Scout. Scout took a hit on the ban list this time, but it didn't even phase him. 2 Scout is still plenty in order to do plenty of damage to your opponent. You're still going to get a lot of searches. 2 Monolith. I like to run 2 Monolith for the simple fact is I like to use it with disc and bring out 2 of them at the same time. Get that extra little push of damage in. At the same time, it's good to put him up in your pendulum scale and get a +1 off a draw whenever you tribute a Qliphort monster. 2 discs. Like I said earlier, to play with a Monolith, it's good to bring out 2 Monolith and then have a carrier in your pendulum scale to get that extra push with that OTK factor. At the same time, this card allows you to fill up your extra deck full of Qliphort monsters so you can pendulum out next turn or whenever so that you can get that extra little edge in the game. Qliphort Stealth. Stealth is good for that extra factor now. For the simple fact is you get to pop your Scout back to hand, get another search again, or if your opponent has a pesky little card over there on their side of the field, pop it back to hand and hit for that hit. Qliphort Cephalopod. Cephalopod, I think, is the card that will make up for the loss of Scout. It's a pendulum scale 9, which is the same as a Scout is, so it helps out on that. Also, too, this card, if it's tributed for Qliphort, it gets to do your opponent damage 300 times each monster in their graveyard. And at the same time, you get to gain that life points for yourself. So if you're damaging your opponent and gaining life points with all the life point paying that you're doing, that is perfect. That's a great card. Qliphort Shell, the master of OTK. The card is just crazy. For the simple fact is that he can attack twice and do piercing damage. Boy, I pray that you don't play scapegoats on this card. Next we run 3 Carrier. The monster, when it's tributed, it bounces a monster card back to your opponent's hand. And his brother, 3 Hex. Hex, when he's tributed, he gets to bust up the back row. We hate back row around here, so let's get rid of it. And that's it for the monsters. For the spells, run 2 Pot of Duality. Pot of Duality is good for the simple fact is you can draw the top 3 cards of your deck, look at them, then you get to make a choice. At the right time, this is a perfect card. For the simple fact is you get to look and get exactly what you want. And it gives you that extra little dig into your deck and that extra shuffle to make the advantage more yours. 3 Upstart Goblin is perfect. For the simple fact is you get to have a 37 card deck. On top of that, you give your opponent 1,000 life points, but that's nothing if you're pushing for that OTK factor. 3 Summoner Art. Love to see Scout, love to see Monolith, and this card helps me to ensure I will see it as fast as possible. 1 Laser Clip. The fact that you can just sit here and make sure that your opponent cannot negate your summon, and on top of that get an extra summon in a turn, is just so strong. You just love to see cards like that, and this helped the Qliphort push over to the next level, especially since they lost their Scout. Sacrifice. Sacrifice took a major hit, going all the way from 3 to 1. This right here, this card is so busted, Konami said, let's get them. But it's okay. The card is still good. It's going to be seen in the deck. The deck will run with just 1. 3 MST. MST, it's a seriously back-heavy format. People are going to still have them bluffs back there. They're still going to have the hate. So you got to make sure that you have some answers to it. For the ones of Limited Removal, Book of Moon, and Swords at Dawn. Swords at Dawn is an amazing card, especially for Qliphort since they lost their sacrifice down to 1. This is a card that will ensure that you can get your sacrifice back in order to either save yourself a monster from being destroyed, and at the same time at the end phase you're going to get a search. So you can either search out your scout, or you can search out that right Qliphort monster at the right time to do massive damage to your opponent. And that's it for the spells. For the traps, one climate change. Sometimes your opponent catches you slipping. So when they come out at crazy with the MSTs and fairy winds and tornadoes, make sure you have a way to get your scout back or another Qliphort monster so you can keep the game rolling for yourself. 2. Qliphort. Qliphort is the card that's going to replace Skill Drain. Skill Drain, paying 1,000 life points in order to negate and a monster effect is not adequate to me. You're paying enough cost with Scout. Why not run a card that's going to sit here and easily do the same thing? Yes, it's not as powerful, but still it can be searched out through Scout. To me, that is much, much more plussing in the deck. And 3. Fiendish Chain. Fiendish Chain, I do not like to see crazy effects popping off. If somebody pops out with a Trish, I do not like that. So let's get all that noise stopped. Let's lock him down. I run no extra deck, so that's it. Thanks guys for checking us out. Please comment, like, subscribe for more videos. We're out.